Hey guys, welcome back to the Canteen. It's Stephanie, your friendly neighborhood barkeep. Please remember you haven't subscribed. Subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when I upload more content. Smash that like button. When you hit the like button, you will get notifications. And share away here. We share away here for love of Star Wars. Here's the Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, here at the Cantina, I want you to pull up a chair. Pull up a bar stool, order a drink, get some lunch, whatever. It's noon here on the East Coast. We're going to talk a little bit about a Screenrant article about a study by a guy whose name is going to make you laugh your ass off, Mark H White II. I'm going to tell you something, ladies, about Roman numeral guys. They're bad in bed. Okay, just FYI, just so you know, they're bad in bed. Anyway, so Mark H White II did a survey about, you know, the anger that The Last Jedi put out there. And it's literally one of the worst, laziest, self-serving pieces of crap I've ever seen in my life. All right, so he goes in there. Political beliefs are the reason why so many people hated The Last Jedi. Okay, we've been through this before, but let me show you just this is the breakdown that he used. Prequel skeptics, translated fat fucks who decided that George Lucas, on his own volition, destroyed their childhood. People in the media who tortured Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen, yada, 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 blah, 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 who, you know, obviously have not gone back and actually watched them. So, all right, so I call them prequel bashers, prequel skeptics, who, by the way, it's not as big of a group of people as people think it is. Saga lovers. These are people who love all the movies. Like 5 of them exist. I really don't know anybody who loves the saga, who actually can look at The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and say, yeah, they were good. Yeah. They don't really exist. I don't really know people like that. And of course, then we have the TLJ, deniers, haters. I want to tell you something about academics. This is a poorly constructed survey. He did it so he would get the result he wanted. Had he phrased the wording, added other categories, he would have gotten a different result. Okay, this is literally the most self-serving study I've ever read. I mean, you know, when you talk to people within the Fandom Menace community, and there are millions of us, I mean, you know, Twitter's a very small fraction. YouTube has a lot more people there commenting. You know, Facebook does too. We are a very, very, we make up the vast majority of Star Wars fans. You know, so these people, you know, with the self-serving survey that he knew what the answers were going to be, can call me a misogynist. I'm not a man. I've got friends who voted for Trump. I've got friends who are devout Muslim. I got friends who are devout Jews. I got friends who are pagans. I've got friends who are, like me, devout Christians. You know, Taoists, Buddhists, Hindus, you name it, who hated The Last Jedi, and by extent probably disliked The Force Awakens. The problem is this. The survey is only what this guy wanted to hear, and he did it to give people at Lucasfilm ammo to attack us. they know perfectly well that they're not doing a good job. You cannot look at the way The Last Jedi fell between week 1 and week 2. What was it, 72%? And then it crashed and burned in China. You cannot look at that and see, you cannot look at what happened and think that Solo, it was our fault that Solo failed. First off, I've said this before, no one wanted a movie about Han Solo's origin story, because I think deep in our hearts we knew they would screw it up. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys, no one but Harrison Ford can play Han Solo, because you guys obviously weren't serious about casting someone appropriate. You know, and I've gone ad nauseum in other videos about that. But they lost $200 million, not $80 million, $200 million, which is why they'll never make another one. There was a video on YouTube of Alden Ehrenreich on the red carpet for the Solo premiere. And they took it down. Disney Lucasfilm took it down. And the reason why is because he looked drunk, he looked upset, he looked sad, like he knew it was going to crash and burn. You know, that's not good. Okay, guys, that's not, that's not But back to the survey. It's from the construction of it to the results of it, it's utter garbage. And again, like I said, Mark H White II, who's, I mean, if you saw his picture, he's Ethan Van Sciver's SJW soy boy. I think, in fact, Ethan might have actually used him for his model. There has to be a uniform that they all get. Is there? I don't know, because all these guys look alike. And how do they grow facial hair since they have so much estrogen flowing through their bodies? I don't. Anyway, sorry to go off on a rant. Basically what White did was rationalize the SJW's at Lucasfilm's defense. And what's really interesting is when you accuse them of destroying a character. I caught Pablo Hidalgo trashing Han Solo again, which will be the next video. And somebody wrote to him and said, "You destroyed Han, blah, blah, blah." And he basically, blamed JJ and all the writers there. And it's like, and the actors, it's like, fuckstick, they just read the lines. They're not the ones that decide which way the movie's gonna go, you moron. But here's the deal. Everybody at Lucasfilm is to blame for this travesty. Here's what people want. We want Star Wars to be Star Wars, the hero's journey, Lucas's vision, okay? We don't want it to be corrupted by relevant politics. We don't want it to be corrupted by identity politics. And I'm going to say something that's, to be very honest. Identity politics destroys everything it goes near, okay? It does. These people can sit there and make excuses after excuses. And what they're doing is projecting their own self-loathing and doubts onto characters that aren't theirs to begin with. I mean, just because Disney owns Lucasfilm doesn't mean that they have the right to destroy a piece of culture. Again, Hidalgo and his ilk are nothing but a bunch of cultural terrorists. They're just as bad. I call them the social justice Taliban. They're just as bad as the Taliban were when the Taliban blew up the Bamyan Buddhas in the Bamyan Valley in Afghanistan in 2001. And through the efforts of the global community, including many people in the United States, Afghanistan was able to fix what was broken. Now, it's not the original, but hey, at least there's something there that means something to the world's cultural heritage, okay? Here's the deal about these people, and then I'm gonna let you go. They don't believe that everybody can share a mythology. They don't believe that it can be for everybody. If they did, they would not be doing what they're doing. We would not have, Vice Admiral Holdo and the rest of that shit. Okay, we would have Star Wars. It's about them feeling insecure, disenfranchised, and lashing out at people they think disenfranchised them. I mean, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. If you look at the people who work at Lucasfilm now, the masculinity quotient doesn't exist. They're either angry women or soy boys. The idea that these people could understand, let alone develop stories around strong male characters and strong female characters, is beyond the beyond. The fact that they don't know what a strong female character is obvious by the way they destroyed Leia. By the way they don't know what an alpha male is by the way they destroyed Luke and Han. Okay? But again, the survey is there to justify their insecurities and their defense that hating The Last Jedi is blamed on Donald Trump, misogynists, bigots, homophobes, blah, blah, blah. The Phantom Menace is full of Latinos, Asians, pissed off women like me, pissed off guys of all colors, black men, white men, Native Americans. It's full of Catholics, Jews, other Christian denominations, Muslims, pagans, Taoists, Buddhists, Hindus, atheists, you name it. Every walk of life within the political realm. You got people who voted for Trump, people who voted for Hillary, people who are agnostic in politics. So when I say this survey is bullshit, and it only serves to make them feel better, to bolster their, lies that they tell each other in their little echo chamber, I mean it. We all know what the Phantom Menace is. So Mark H White II is just another one of these little teeny tiny plumbing correct beta males, soy boys who felt it necessary to lash out at people he thinks are bullies because we didn't like a movie. And the sad thing is that he's doing nothing but enable destructive, hateful people who like nothing better to do than to destroy something beautiful because they don't feel like they were ever part of it. And that's, me looking at it in kind of a psychological angle, because I gotta tell you something. The more I dig into this SJW pro-TLJ garbage, the more I see frustrated little boys being shoved into lockers and unhappy harpies who were ignored by the hot guys in school. I mean, there you go. Anyway, this is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy. See you in the cantina. Please remember to tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. And don't start any fights in the cantina. Gunfights, that shit goes outside. No droids, no bounty hunters, and no Raylos. See you around the galaxy. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't. Remember to hit that bell for more content. Remember to hit the like button and share away here. We share away for love Star Wars. And I'll see you around with more content coming up next. Stephanie, I'll see you around the galaxy, Scoundrel.